Hey, good afternoon, everybody. It's Lynn Renee McDonald for Practical Spirituality Live, and I'm here to tell you the latest of information that Spirit guides me to teach you guys about and tell you guys about and let you know and bring to you wisdom in earth world reality and ways to change your life and work with love energy that is God or Christ consciousness in its highest form. So I am in Virginia Beach, Virginia. Got my sage going here. I love sage. All right. Okay. So this weekend I'm going to be in Hampstead, Maryland, at the Bridge, and that's on Saturday from 10 to 9. So you can contact me at my number, which should be on my YouTube here. And on Sunday I will be at the Institute for Christ Consciousness in Virginia Beach. I'm just getting all this caca energy off of me with my usual sage. Thank God for sage, right? Okay. So you can come see me at both of those places. 10 to 7 in Virginia Beach on Sunday, and 10 to 9 at the Bridge in Hampstead, Maryland, okay? And in Virginia Beach, it's the Institute for Christ Consciousness and the Copper Dragon. All right, so that is this weekend. I think that's, what is it, January 26th and 27th. Okay. All right, so today, sage, yay. All right, so today what Spirit's guiding me to tell you guys about is, I'm just going back and forth with two different topics. So Spirit, all right, I'm asking them which one is the one we should talk about now. And they are telling me the one that I should be talking about now. And I'll get to the other one probably tomorrow or over the weekend. But the one that they're telling me to talk to you guys about right now is fast life exits. Okay, what I call fast life exits. What does that mean? It means like when people exit this reality really quickly, such as, car accidents, medical stuff, exits that are quick from earth world reality into transition to other dimensions, like, for example, when they leave earth world reality. So it's basically having to do with death and dying, all right? And quick earth world exits into different dimension, for everybody in Earth World. So we're talking about car accidents. We're talking about medical freaky stuff or any other kind of accidents that happen. To give you some examples, like let's say a guy who's skateboarding. And again, these are true story examples that I'm going to give you because there's nothing more amazing and incredible than teaching and coming from and being in real life. It's just fascinating stuff, okay? So one story I remember when I was growing up, there was this girl that I used to work with in a grocery store up in New Jersey, and her brother apparently either stepped off a curb or was riding on a skateboard and fell, and he smacked his head on the back of the curb, and that was it, and he crossed over. Okay, crossed over meaning leaving Earth World Dimension in this reality. And this is really great for those of you who are mediums because it will give you a better understanding, especially if you're a new medium and you're learning about how things work with transitioning from earth world reality, death, dying, and this kind of stuff, okay? That is all related to this and you're new at it. What we're really talking about here is this quick earth world exits like this, okay? So this gentleman was, this girl who told me this story was the story about her brother, and he fell or stepped off the curb, somehow lost his footing, banged the back of his head, basically cracked his skull and died, or like a severe head injury, basically. Quick, really fast it went, or he went, okay? When that stuff happens, a lot of times souls have a really difficult time trying to figure out like where you are or where they are, and it's kind of like, oh, where am I? Which dimension am I in? And we've all been there. We've all kind of daydreamed, in and out of this dimension. You're like, whoa. When you come out of it, you're like, oh yeah, I'm here. Or you've astral traveled, so to speak, and you go to different dimensions that way. Or you wake up in the night from a dream as well. This also comes with astral traveling as well, but it comes with two different ways of doing this, not just two different ways. When I say when you're being multidimensional, it's not necessarily always astral traveling in the way that they speak of it in spiritual world and earth world with their traditional spiritual world beliefs. Sometimes when you wake up in the night, you come out of a portal of your soul and you're so in that space that it's like you wake up and you're like, where the fuck am I? Just like when you come out of a deep night's sleep and you're going, oh my God, where am I? What's going on? You're trying to acclimate. You're trying to figure it out. All right. So many souls, when they do a quick earth world transition to afterlife, you could say, to different dimension, to heaven, for processing, or soul processing, and basically, what is the best words for the spirit that you would call this? Transitioning is what they're calling for soul transitioning from one dimension to another. You are like, it's almost like a limbo space, and your soul has to kind of acclimate, because 1 minute you're in earth world dimension and the next minute you're not. You're transitioning, so you're sort of there, but you're sort of not. Okay, so a lot of times this will really happen with people or souls that exit quickly. All right. Just like the other day, somebody was telling me a story about their friend who had cancer. They didn't realize how sick they were. They went to the hospital, and then they did some kind of procedure, and then their organ collapsed. And, so it's super, super scary stuff, and devastating, because we don't expect it to happen. Nobody obviously wants somebody to be sick or to cross over. And then within hours of going to the hospital, this person was dead. This is, so it's really quick exits, like when we're sick. Same kind of thing. The soul many times comes out of the body, doesn't know exactly what's going on or where it is, because it's in a transition phase. All right. So it takes them a while. This is why a lot of times people won't hear from them crossing over, because they're trying to figure out what is going on, or they won't see them, or they can't come to them. But there are other reasons as well. This is just one of the reasons, because they're trying to acclimate and figure out your own shit. How many of us in this earth world reality have not been able to figure out our own shit? We're trying to deal with some heavy stuff. So maybe we don't want to be around people, or maybe we don't want to see them, or maybe we're just trying to figure it out and we're not paying attention to what's happening out here. And we're doing this, we're working this out in our souls. And that's very much what happens when a soul transitions very quickly. Now, there's always exceptions to every rule, but it's to let you guys know how this stuff works when you're crossing over. It's really pretty cool stuff. So this segment is basically crossing over quickly and basically fast from one dimension to the other, what happens to souls, how and what goes on, to help you better understand it for yourselves. And if you're a medium or doing medium work, or even psychic work, or any kind of spiritual work, helps you understand it so you can help yourself and teach others and help others. Ultimately, that's our goal here, is to help ourselves in the healthiest, best way, from love, the others, and the whole world. Really it is. So these are some of the things that happened. Now, here's another way that this kind of stuff could happen as well. Any kind of crazy accident where boom, they're here 1 minute, and they're gone, right? In earth world reality. Okay. So to give you a really good example, and many of my clients know, who take my classes all the time or work with me all the time, may know this part of this video, this story, because I use it whenever I talk about this stuff, and to help people understand what's going on with medium work, and as well as with crossing over when somebody dies. All right. So to give you an example, I was driving home from where I'm going this weekend. Like, for example, Hampstead, Maryland. I was at the bridge. I was coming home. It was late at night. I was on I-95 heading south, where the lanes open up to like 6 lanes. All right. And the traffic was backed up for miles, and I am going south, and in the north lane, there's nothing there. And so it was backed up, because you know what happens. There's all this gridlocking. So I was like, God, what's going on? So I'm talking to spirit all the time. That's what I do and teach. I'm like, God, what is going on over there? Right. So across the highway is 6 lanes. And in a few minutes after I asked that question, there is a ton of traffic on the other side of the highway, but as I'm driving up towards seeing it, it's on my side of the highway, so we're going really slow, and I'm wondering why there's so much traffic. Well, my side of the highway was gridlocking. All right. On the other side of the highway, all right, there was fire trucks, a whole bunch of cars. I think there was about 3, 4, 5 is the number that comes in when I look back, that were on the scene. There were cars that were pretty mangled and in a ditch, So I look over there and I get the answer, because I asked Spirit. I said, God, what's going on? Why is there so much traffic in my lane? Clear Helen, change this now, please. Let me know what the truth is. And I'm kind of like, wow. So I look over there and I see the accident. Right. So then I look ahead and I see a guy in his jeans, like they were old jeans, and in a flannel type of shirt, or like a 1970s kind of cowboy shirt. It's so weird. And he was a younger dude. He was like, I felt like he was in his 30s. 30, 38, around there. So he's pretty young. And he's walking through the 6 lines of traffic where my car is driving. And I'm like, holy shit. I'm like, I look really, and I'm trying to look at him. And I'm like, looking at him and looking at him. I'm like, what the fuck? And then I'm like, and I'm always talking to spirit. That's what I do. It's what I teach, right? Talk to spirit, So I'm talking to love energy that is God. And I'm like, what is this guy doing? He's like in this light blue. It's like checkered. You know how they had those little pearl buttons down the front? I could see him as clear as day. And even though he was way ahead of me, he's walking in and out of the car lanes, and the traffic is moving, and the accident's over here, and the traffic is moving, and so we're going by it, and he's in front of me ahead, right? So, and the accident had already happened. They're trying to get it together, and I'm looking at this guy 1 minute. I look back at the accident. I look at the guy. I ask Spirit, what the hell's going on? All right. And this happens like 2 times. I go back and forth, and each time I see the guy, I turn back, I look at the accident, I see the guy, and I'm like, what the hell is he doing? And then I realize it. That guy's not all here. He's like transparent, or the better word is translucent. So he's in this reality. He's part in this reality. He's part not. I can see his physical body and I can see him, but he's not. And the weirdest thing was he had no shoes on. It's crazy, right? I remember seeing his feet, right? So I look at him briefly and then he's gone. And he's heading towards me, right? And I'm like, what the hell was that, God? And they're telling me, and they said to me, well, here's the deal. He's all of these things, and this is why. He was in that accident. He was killed in that accident. He's trying to figure out where the hell he is, and he's literally going back to the accident. So he's trying to get a scope in like soul, in his soul space of what the hell is going on. And when they're translucent like this, they're in and out of reality. Think about that. It's really cool stuff. That's why a lot of mirrors and glasses and things that reflect, where you can literally go into there and go into different spaces, are portals. It's really cool. And his soul ultimately is a portal. Then he becomes translucent and he goes in and out of this dimension into the other dimension. So you can see him sometimes and then you can't in others. And people who are spiritually gifted, who are open, and especially ones who ask for these gifts too, consciously, subconsciously as well, always subconsciously with consciously, because your soul always gets it. Okay. So your soul is able to see these things if you're in this space with love energy that is God, or if you ask. All right. So I see this guy 1 minute, the next minute I don't. And I was like, what is he doing? What is he doing? Then Spirit tells me, hey, he's the guy. He was in this accident. He just passed away. He's trying to find what's going on. He's just disoriented in his soul space. So he's walking through the traffic. He can't be heard anymore. He's multidimensional. He's not really in this space that I'm seeing him in. Do you know what I mean? So it's just really, really cool shit for people to know, because the truth is there's so much magic here. And if nobody teaches us the truth about things, then we don't know. When we think of death and dying as just the end of something in this earth world reality, because we think of everything as being so solid and real, because it's fascinating, the illusionary that is done here. If illusionary is even a word, I don't know, but that's the word I'm using. So is what it is. You get my point though. All right. So it's just amazing how much magic everything is in the world. And if nobody teaches us, then we don't know. And then we're stuck thinking that things that die in this reality are dead and gone forever. And that's really not the truth of what is going on here. But I also wanted to enlighten you on accidents and like accidental deaths and crossing overs, where there really is no accident. But when the soul chooses to exit at that exit point that they have, all right, that they have chosen to exit at, and it is an accident form. Every time there's an accident, you have the opportunity. It is one of your crossing over points, and it can be one of your crossing over points if you choose for it to be. So you have the opportunity to exit from that space, okay? Anytime you have some form of accident, especially traumatic ones, but your soul picks and chooses what it does. So when there's an accident, there's no accident. It's really either a rewiring or an exit point, a rewiring of your soul to get you in your heart space, to heal you, to help to heal you, to assist you, to get the message through to you of whatever it is that you need. But many times it's about getting out of your head space, your unwellness in here, or your unwellness is in here in your head space, or getting stuck up in here from in here, and get you into your authentic heart space of love energy. Okay. So many times people have strokes, heart attacks, accidents, really crazy on wellnesses that they call in for life's amazing lessons. Like cancer, many times people will die to learn a self-love lesson. If they can't change what is going on in them in earth world reality and don't get the full picture of how to do that, or the gifts and tools that they need from spirit to change their destiny of passing away from cancer, it's a huge, many times a huge self-love learning lesson or journey, to put it in better terms for everybody, because we all must learn about self-love. It's the number one journey in your spiritual journey, because if you don't love yourself in the healthiest, best way, your life sucks, really, or is unwell in some way, shape, or form. Okay, and this is part of that journey. That's where there's pain and suffering when you don't love yourself in the healthiest, best way. Okay, so all of these gifts and tools that I'm sharing with you tonight are to teach you about accidents. That there is no such thing as accidents, really. But when it seems like in earth world reality it is an accident, and it's quoted as being or taught as being, and a societal earth world belief as being an accident, when somebody crosses over, their soul has created it for their journey. They don't necessarily have to leave. And this is what happens. So if you see people 1 minute at an accident and you think they're there, and then you turn your head and you turn back and they're gone, just know that that's what's going on. And to be sure, always bring it to source or love energy or God. You can always text me here and ask your questions here as well. Okay. And then there's also cool tools and gifts that Spirit gives us in this reality. If I can just find one here. All right. Like this one. This is what I call, this one right here is my death horse, okay? And I found him at an amazing event up in Maine. I think it was Illuminate, and one of the people there created him. And what's super cool about him is he helps and assists me with my medium work, crossing over for people and animals. I call him the death horse because he brings many, many gifts, and I freaking love this piece. So his energy helps me tap in and understand the energy of this whole piece, okay, was created on a subconscious soul level by this wonderful, lovely girl who created this, and this is part of her magic. I saw it there, and Spirit's like, you need that, Lynn. This will help and assist you with your medium work. You're teaching people about death and crossing over, and boom, here is this. And this also connects to what I'm teaching about today. And this is also what we do at the Copper Dragon. All right, we teach people the magic that is in everything that to help and assist them, that they don't teach you here in earth world reality, the metaphysical magic, as well as how to use things that are metaphysical like this. Everything is really magic. But if nobody teaches us and tells us, then we don't know, Okay, so that was really today's segment on death and dying and crossing over, talking about how accidents really are no accidents. Your soul calls in everything. What happens to the soul? It's like, boom, all of a sudden they left this dimension, they're in another dimension. And just so you know that pain and suffering is not the way you think it is with every death and all dying, okay? The angels come and take your soul well before it gets to the point of your thinking anything horrific is happening there. Like when people, God forbid, get decapitated or have really like gruesome physical things happen. Okay, that's the law of physics in earth world reality, but really your soul has crossed over with the angels in love and light way before that. So you're not getting the human, oh my God, freaking out fear. Oh, that must be so painful or so disgusting or so unwell. That's coming from a human earth world perspective of our views of what we believe is going on, not the God's honest truth about death and dying and how things are crossing over. Okay, because death is really supposed to be a transformation of celebration, of leaving one world to another and moving on in your journey and celebrating the life that you have and shared together, because you always have all of that person within you at all times in the portals of your soul and in your heart space. You're also connected to them cord-wise, and you're connected to all of God that is love energy and all that is love energy that is God, and that piece of you connects to all of that. So you're always connected to that person. You will see them in lifetimes, and you will have memories and portals of lifetimes with them as well. So this is a really cool segment tonight about death and dying and crossing over, and great information on this to help you guys understand. And if you're a medium, now you get a better picture. And even if you're opening up your medium gifts, you'll get a better picture and idea of how things truly work. And any questions in reference to this, please do contact me. You can contact me here on YouTube. You can contact me. I'm on Facebook. I'm on Instagram. My shop and center is as well Institute for Christ Consciousness and the Copper Dragon. Lynn Renee McDonald Lightworker. Lynn Renee McDonald, my personal page on Facebook, professional page on Instagram, professional page on Facebook. Okay, so you can't miss me and here on YouTube. Okay, and you can find my events. You you can be on my email list, all right? And you can keep on learning from me right here. You can also do video classes from my shop and center. Personal message me. We do them on Tuesday and Thursday evenings from 7 to 8 p.m. They usually go over, so it's well worth your money, okay? We teach about everything that is love energy, that is God. That's in practical earth world reality and in all that is. Okay, thanks guys so much for listening. We'll talk to you soon, and much love. And now you have a different kind of way of looking at death and dying, because it's really a good thing. It's not the way people think, where death is the end of the end of the end. There is no fucking ending. Love energy goes on forever, and so do you. All right? All right, much love. See you soon.